People think I hate Tom Brady. I hear this all the time. I don't hate Tom Brady.
I think.
I'm being realistic. You know, you have a relationship with Tom Brady. You idolize Tom Brady.
I don't idolize him. I'm objective about it.
And I'm objective when it comes to Tom Brady. And all I know is over the last five playoff games, 6 playoff games, if you throw out the Denver game, just throw that
Why would you throw that out?
Because that was an aberration.
Wait, he threw 5 touchdown passes in the first half, and that's an aberration?
How about the way he sets it up? You have a relationship, you idolize him, but yet I'm objective. Oh, okay. Be objective.
In those 5 playoff games, he should be 0-5 in those games, okay? The only game that he won was against Baltimore, where he had no touchdowns and 2 picks, and the game-winning touchdown was dropped by Baltimore in the end zone. But in those 5 games, he's 1-4 in the postseason, 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Tim Tebow has been a better postseason quarterback than Tom Brady over the last 5.
So now you're giving me a pro-Tebow stat to discredit Tom Brady. Oh, now Tebow's great. I love this. I love how you switch all your facts around.
All I'm saying is Tom Brady hasn't played well in the postseason. Why won't you look at these stats and be real
I need
about
you.
it?
Bottom line this for us. Bottom line, he will not win he'll never win another Super Bowl.
He'll never get to another Super Bowl.
He'll never get to another Super Bowl.
You saw this past year was his last Super Bowl.
That as he turns 35, he is definitely, I'm quoting you here, he's on the downside of his career. I want you to say that.
As he turns 35, Tom Brady's on the downside of his career. And if you ask me if he'll ever get to another Super Bowl, I have one answer. No way, no how.
My turn.
So you can pretty much book that he will.
You book that he will.
Vegas odds just went up.
I'm going to book that he'll at least get to this year's Super Bowl, because they should be prohibitively favored.
They are every year, and they haven't won since Spygate.
And they only got better in the offseason. Rob Parker, 2 years ago, Tom Brady was the first ever unanimous MVP as he threw 36 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. Last year, I made a very objective case that he should have been the MVP.
And he got no first place votes.
And guess what?
0, none.
He threw for the 2nd most yards in the history of the league, only eclipsed by Drew Brees, who set the all-time record last year. Last year, he threw 39 touchdown passes to only 12 interceptions. Rob, 11 of his 16 games were 300-yard-plus games. He had 2 400-yard-plus, let me finish, and 1 500-yard-plus game last year alone. Is that the downside?
Yes.
It feels like he's entering his prime right now.
But the thing that you keep looking at, those are regular season numbers. I'm talking about the postseason. You tell me Tom Brady should be 7 touchdowns and 7 picks in 5 postseason games? He should be 0-5. Baltimore beat him. Flacco beat him. At home, they almost lost 3 straight playoff games at Foxborough. That's an elite quarterback? No, that's not an elite quarterback.
Were they in the Super Bowl last year?
Yeah, they were in the Super Bowl. They lost. Did you see Tom Brady's performance in the second half? Was it good?
You know, if Tom Brady's on the downside of his career, I'd like to get some of that downside of his career.
Is Tom Brady about winning playoff games?
There's very few quarterbacks that are better than him. And I can tell you, in preparing for him, outside of the experience, what he can do athletically, I'm talking about getting the ball to the right place
did you watch
and getting to it on time.
Did you watch him in the Ravens game? You thought he had a good game against the Ravens in the AFC Championship
game. I talked about this prior to playing the Ravens. That's one defense that he's consistently struggled with, whether it's been in Baltimore or whether it's been the Jets.
You did call that. On this show, you called that.
That defense particularly has given him trouble for whatever reason. It's not necessarily the game. It's not necessarily the stage. It's that particular defense has caused him problems over time.
All I'm saying is at some point, people have to look at the real stats. Stop with the regular season stuff. You talk about Peyton Manning, the greatest regular season quarterback, but he's 9-10 in the postseason. All I'm saying is the Patriots have not won since Spygate. They haven't won in a long time, and I know they've gotten to 2 Super Bowls. They were 18-0, had a chance to have the perfect season. They didn't get it done in that one. Tom Brady was held.
I'm
giving them credit
for going undefeated in the regular season.
Nobody cares about that anymore. That's
not back to 2 Super Bowls.
It's about winning, Eric. The Super Bowl. That's what Tom Brady's about. Okay. You agree or disagree?
Anybody can win 3 Super Bowls, right?
If he never wins again, if he plays another 5 or 6 years and never wins another Super Bowl, would you think his career faded at the end?
Yeah, I would give you that,
okay.
But it's not going to happen.
He's going to win, so he's going to win the Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
Win this year?
This year. I got him winning right now, this year. And I will submit this to you. If right now we had a draft, we had an open draft in the same draft order of last April's NFL draft, and you could take any quarterback just for this coming football season, who do you think would go number one in the draft?
Aaron Rodgers.
It would be a close call between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
It would be Aaron
just
Rodgers.
one-shot deal, just for this year. Who would go number one? I think a lot of teams would take Brady.
Well, I
would take Tom Brady.
I think you'd have to throw Peyton Manning in the mix. I think you have to. It depends on what.
Out of those two, though.
It depends on what system you're running. I mean,
out of those two,
look, who would I take?
Yes.
I take Tom Brady.
Thank you. So would I.
But again,
because I know Tom Brady and I know what he means to the team, and to say he won't win a Super Bowl, he's not the only one playing the game.
I understand that. I'm talking about his numbers in the postseason.
Let me ask you a question. With the drop pass in the AFC Championship game, is that because Flacco threw a poor ball?
No, Flacco played very well. He beat Tom Brady.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not how we
wait a second.
stuff.
It takes a whole team to win a Super Bowl.
I understand that.
When you miss a field goal to win a Super Bowl, is that because the quarterback played poorly?
If it wasn't for field goals, Tom Brady wouldn't have 3 Super Bowls.